Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options coming to you with the morning market preparation video for February 12th, 2018. Well, my goodness, what a mess we have had here. Just a remarkable sell-off. Records being broken on daily moves. Pretty darn brutal. Not that it was really all that unexpected. We knew a pullback was due, just didn't know it was going to be as violent as this. Well, Friday we had a couple questions answered, and first off, that 200-day moving average on the SPY, I suggested that it was close enough. We certainly could test that on Friday, and we did. We tested it. As a matter of fact, we failed through it for just a moment. And then the last hour of the day, just in the last hour of the day, the bulls decided to come back in. And they came rushing back in pretty quickly, rallying us up about 300 points. Now, this morning, we are seeing those bulls really come back in. I mean, really flying in this morning. A whole bunch of emotion coming into this market. So here we are gapping up here on the SPY significantly higher this morning. Let's keep in mind, as wonderful as that is, and I love a relief rally, believe me, we are now, if we come up into here, notice that we're going to be very close to this price resistance. It was this price support right down in here and that 50-day moving average that gave us, okay, right through here, that gave us this bounce. Right through here that gave us this bounce. So we respected support. Do you think it would be wise to recognize that we could respect resistance as well? Now, it's also very important to note that if you take a look at the diamonds will be gapping up right here into that resistance area again. We managed to hold this support area, and we're all of a sudden making a real quick move to come right back to resistance. So keep in mind, we don't want to chase this. And if we were, just realize that that puts the actual support of the Dow nearly 600 points lower, which is much more than my risk tolerance. I don't know about you, but and with the VIX still running, well, it closed on Friday above 29. That kind of puts us in a situation where big volatile moves are still very possible. So keep that in mind. We could easily whip big moves today and literally leap back and forth in prices. So that's not my kind of trade, and I'm not going to rush into this market this morning. What I will do is what I always do. I will wait and maintain my discipline. And that is, I want the market on these big moves like this, I want them to settle down. I want us to break the downtrend. I want us to prove we can hold a level of support, and then see buyers starting to step in. And when that occurs, I'll be more than ready to jump in. I won't be all beat up trying to chase the market, and I certainly will not be allowing my emotion to get in the way and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out. I have to race into this market today and take tremendous risk. Can taking tremendous risk like that pay off for you? It certainly can, but it can also certainly deliver you more losses, and unfortunately that's what happens to a lot of inexperienced traders. They've been beat up. I mean, really beat up, lost a lot of money through this period, and they get caught up in this emotion, jump in, and don't realize that we could easily swing 300, 400, 500 points lower. And that's not out of the question. Look at the price action here. We could easily swing that far, that much lower before we finally settle down and have an opportunity for a lower risk entry to get into a trade. So they'll get stopped out. The pain will get too strong before they have a chance for this to come back around, and so they get stopped out right before it begins to rally. Let's take a quick look at the Qs. The Qs also moving down sharply and coming back up. Let's keep in mind that we're respecting these support levels and that we're gapping right back to resistance levels this morning. Okay, keep that in mind. And IWM had given up the 200-day moving average, had closing significantly, had moved significantly below the 200-day moving average, but at the end of the day managed to rally back. Rally back up here and close above that 200-day moving average. But once again, keep a very close focus onto the fact that we are rallying this morning right back to major resistance levels. Okay, let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX closed above 29 handle, meaning a lot of volatility is still in play. Now this should sink significantly this morning, but that doesn't put volatility on the back burner here. We're going to see some big price action moves today, so be prepared for that. If you do decide to trade very small and realize that you're just going to have to be willing to set through big fast swings. Okay, for me, I know the market will be here tomorrow. I don't have to rush in. There'll be another day to trade, and it may be later today when the market calms down, gives us an opportunity. But I know I do not have to chase in. I don't have to rush into a market where I have no edge. Let's take a look at T2122. T2122, the 4-week new high, new low ratio. That was certainly in the bullish reversal zone. And now we're going to get that pop up, significant pop up today. I don't know where that will place us in this move, but just remember, as quickly as we became so super oversold, gap ups of 300 points can make us overbought just as fast. So be real careful of that. And I think it's just, for the most part, it's just really showing us that it's still too dangerous for most swing traders, that your tolerance has to be so high for risk here that it doesn't fit most people if they actually think about it or plan their trades. So with that, be very, very cautious today. Hey, on the economic calendar, we don't have much going on today. We've got a few bond actions here, and then we have the Treasury budget. Now, the Treasury budget is for the first time going to reflect the tax reform, and they are expecting a pretty sizable deficit here. So don't be surprised to see that, and that could certainly affect the market if we show giant deficits and growing deficits well beyond what folks were expecting. So light start to the week this week on the economic calendar, but here once boy, it really gets busy here toward midweek. Okay, so a little bit light. On the earnings front, we had about 80 companies expected to report today. None of the real newsy type companies are on the list. We don't have any what I would say big market moving type earnings reports today, but certainly with the volatility so high, we have to respect that they can still move us around significantly. We are slowing down a little bit in our earnings tomorrow, looking at about 130 Wednesday, 160, so 180 on Thursday, and then back down to 50 on Friday for our earnings. At least that's what the calendar shows right now, and that can certainly change. But we're starting to lighten up just a little bit this week. However, next week we still have some really big earnings. That's one of the things about the first quarter of earnings. They spread this thing out forever, it seems like. It's not as concise as it is over the next couple, 3 quarters of earnings reports, where they come out a lot faster. So kind of all spread out in this first quarter, and it seems to take forever to get through earnings season. So with that, everyone, I want to wish you a fantastic day. Thank you, everyone who watched these videos and have subscribed. Please, if this is the first time and you think this information is worthy, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button and the follow me button on Facebook. And, click those like buttons. That helps the algorithms of the programs, both YouTube and Facebook, show my video to more people. And I do this just as a free thing. If it's part of my market preparation, it helps set my mind for my trading for the day. And if you think that is useful to you, please do click those thumbs up buttons. It helps me a lot. Also, feel free to share this information with anyone. The more people that see it, hopefully we can help more folks be more professional in their trading. Everyone, I want to wish you a fantastic day. Wish you great profits. I will talk to you all very, very soon, bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone.